let us now look at the difference between method overriding and method overloading. Although they may sound slightly similar when you pronounce them, but they're completely two different things. So first let's look at an example of overloading. So what is happening here? So public class test. Inside the test class we have the main method. In the main method we are creating an object of the class A, and from the A object we are calling the method P. In the first method calling P, we are passing the parameter integer 10, and in the second calling we are passing the parameter in double 10.0. So there are two more classes. One is class B and the other one is class A extends B. So in this scenario, B is the superclass and A is the subclass. That means A will inherit whatever is accessible from B. So in the class B, we have a method P which is of type public. That means A is going to inherit this method P where the parameter is double. And inside P, it simply prints out the twice of whatever the input is. In class A, there is another method named P, but here the parameter type is integer. So in class A, there is actually two methods whose names are P, but one parameter is integer and another one's, the inherited one's parameter is double. So here in class A, we have method overloading. I hope you understand this. So in class A, for the same method name, in two methods, we have different parameter type. So we have method overloading. And in the method P, which takes the integer input, it simply prints the input value. So now when we call a.p10, inside the A class it will go and it will match with the parameter with this particular method, and it will print whatever the input is. That means 10. When we are calling a.p 10.0, so it will match, okay, the method name is P, but the parameter type is double. So it will not call this one, rather it will call the inherited one which takes the double parameter. So inside this P, it prints the twice of the input. So for this line, excuse me, the value 20 will be printed. So the entire this program will print 10 and 20.0, and this is for method overloading. But here in this case we have a similar class test, and inside the class test we have the main method where we are creating an object of type A, and from that object similarly we are first calling the method P with the integer parameter 10, and then we are calling the method P with the double parameter 10.0. And then we have two classes, class B and the other one is class A extends B. So in the class B, there is a method named P which has a parameter double. So inside this method P, it simply prints the twice of the input parameter, just like here. Up to this point, we have everything to be the same. Then inside class A, which is the subclass of B, we have a method named P, and it has the same parameter list double. and the return type is also same. But the implementation, the method body is different from what we had in the superclass. So here we are printing directly the input value I. So now when we call a.p10, it will say that okay, I have a method p, but it does not have the direct matched type integer as parameter. Rather, it has a double type parameter, and since double is a wider type, it will convert the integer value into double and it will print 10.0. This implementation it will happen. Then a.p 10.0, it will come here and it will say okay, p is the method name and double is the parameter, so this is the method. So it will print again whatever the input is, so 10.0. So this code will print 10.0 and in the next line again 10.0. So this is the difference between method overriding and method overloading.